Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die. They stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for support if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye.
All right. We're now going live. Welcome to Dorsey's Resource channel. Welcome back, everyone. Greetings. I want to thank you all for joining. The topic of this video is going to be Alex Jones on why the feds are trying to shut down InfoWars is imminent. This is what I wanted to discuss. The topic once again is going to be Alex Jones on why the feds are trying to shut down InfoWars is imminent, question mark. I plan on weighing in on this topic. But first, as usual, before we get started, I'm going to give a disclaimer. This video is for educational, entertainment, and informational purposes only. Please understand everyone's individual circumstance or situation may be different. It's up to every competent individual to please do his or her own homework and research regarding the matter being discussed. The information contained herein is not to be construed in any way, shape, or form as legal advice. It is up to every individual competent person to please take care of your own legal situation if you have a problem with the opinions or matter being discussed. Dorsey's Resource is not liable for anyone's misuse of the information. Please keep in mind, everyone is responsible for their own commercial affairs. Any images are shown are being used under fair use for teachings, commentary, etc., pursuant to federal law. Now, let's get into this, and all rights reserved. Topic once again is Alex Jones on why the feds are trying to shut down InfoWars is imminent. I've been listening to a few people did videos out there. I don't think they're accurate. By the way, I want to clear up some of the misinformation from it's a lot of disinformation out there. Just because people have large platforms doesn't mean that they're credible. People that are not really in the know. The difference, I asked the question to someone, is someone going to really understand or really know if they're not a listener of his show? And they're going to probably be most likely more biased. Well, I'm going to say this up front. I've been a listener for a number of years. I have admitted this in the past, maybe very vaguely, periodically, when I've done videos covering this topic before. I did a video similarly back in 2018, summer of 2018. Believe that was the time frame. And summer of that year, if you all remember, Alex Jones was banned. He was from a bunch of mainstream platforms. He was not allowed. He was completely banned from, which was unheard of, multiple internet web hosting platforms that you could name, all the way to Twitter, until he got his account restored sometime took a while after Elon Musk purchased Twitter, and they finally decided to restore his account. But back in, if you all remember, I'm gonna jog your memory. This is gonna tie in. I also have some very important information to go over, by the way. Now, a lot of people tell me that know me personally, say I speak from the heart, I speak with emotion. I just try to keep it real at the end of the day. You guys, I don't always get it right. You know, I make mistakes, I have my faults, but I'm gonna tell you this, just like in summer of 2018, there's a reason they want Alex Jones out the way. And I may have if I put in the title of the video, the deep state, or he said the feds in particular, I refer to them, because it doesn't mean when we say deep state, please understand, we're not saying everybody within the government is corrupt. I've said this before as like a disclaimer. I'm not anti-government. I'm anti-corruption. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a realist. I go over facts. You remember the FBI put out a report several years ago, or they actually admitted, remember in the document, they said some conspiracies are true. Always look for, they give you a bone or a way out. But I noticed that they put that in the document. And this is very concerning that what we have coming down the pipeline, because if you pay attention what happened back in 2018, know a lot of you all don't have a good memory. Some of you all may not even know, but Alex Jones, he was banned off multiple internet platforms. Facebook was another one. It was a lot of platforms. I can't even just remember offhand. I went over it in the past. I actually have a video. If you scroll back on this channel, go and check that video out, and it'll it'll let you know more details in regards to that, by the way. So where are we at? Okay, I have some notes here, just FYI. Like I said, I kind of got thrown off track. Had another radio in the background, in case you're wondering. That was kind of a distraction. I just turned it off a bit. Um, but this is what's going on. Back in 2018, after they banned him, there was midterm elections that were coming up that particular year, similar to how we have a major historical election coming up that's going to set a major precedent, just like the last one major presidential election did. But going back to 2018, you had something called the midterms that involves more so local races between different states. It could be state governors, mayors, Department of Election heads, things of that sort, house races, stuff like that, just to kind of give you all an idea. And I remember after that particular period, there were some people that came in place. Now, I don't have all the details, I don't have all the facts, so I won't say this is something you have to research, but I'm pretty sure there's people out there that are very well studied. But there was an intelligence operation where certain people that I would say went into government positions. I was on a Telegram call and I explained this to some people. There's people within positions of government that actually are deeply connected to the FBI or CIA. And it's the reason why in my previous video, I went over the reason why Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, before he left office, one of his plans was to disband the intelligence agencies. One of the things, some people believe that's one of the reasons that led to his death. There was other reasons as well during that time period, very similar to Trump. A lot of people may not be aware of this, but I know this to be a fact. Kennedy was an outsider. He wasn't part of the establishment. If you look at the history, what they said, he was like the first Irish president elected. And during this time period, he only won by a very small margin. And I was actually informed by another close friend of mine who's a historian, who's very, very well studied. I would say more so than myself when it comes to history. One of three friends I can think of in my immediate circle. I haven't spoke to this friend in a while, but he informed me that the mafia or mob back then helped Kennedy win a particular state. And there was other historians that could corroborate this, and they kind of felt when they found out some of these things, it's believed to be they kind of felt slighted, and it's believed to be, the word is on the streets that I mentioned this before in the past, but you can research it. I mean, look it up thoroughly. But the mafia worked with the United States government and Kennedy's assassination. Worked with the secret. Now let that sink in. Let me say that again. The mafia, if you know them, who they are, the main mafia, Italian mafia, worked with the people who, the deep state of that particular time period that murdered John F. Kennedy, unfortunately. Very amazing. Before my time, before I was born, him and his brother, Robert, believed they cared about this country. They were outside the establishment. They were not traditional Democrats. Very similarly, even though Trump is with the Republican Party, he is not part of the establishment. Very, very similarly to the Kennedys and John F. Kennedy in particular. Just make a note of that. He was not, and I even got into a debate with some guys on Telegram. went up against like 3 or 4 people and explained to them why Trump, in my opinion, is not a Freemason. He's not a traveling man. Because I said if he was a Freemason, if he was a traveling man, and he was part of the Illuminati, he would not be getting hit up with all these cases like this. I see the emblems on the back of people's cars. I see the necklaces, the chains and stuff. And I was talking with a friend of mine that this is a taboo subject or a gray area. But if people want to deal with the solution to the problem, you need to bring up what's part of identify who the enemies are and what the actual problem is itself. Now, let me also say this. I'm not saying that everybody who's part of these organizations means that they're evil or corrupt, but they have been lots of people. Specifically, there's been books that have been written, magazines that have been done, published, mainstream articles. There's people that are pretty known amongst independent media or people who would be classified as conspiracy theorists that know who these particular individuals are that are working for evil, that are called evildoers, that don't have our best interest at heart, that are part of secret societies and different secret societies. Not only just the Masons, you have many other secret societies and high level organizations that go all the way up to the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Club of Rome, which is connected to the World Economic Forum, the Davos Group based out of Davos, Switzerland. These are the members of the ruling class elite. They do exist. And they have meetings and things just like the Bilderberg meeting I hear allegedly wrapped up in Madrid, Spain this year. Now, normally it would be done in the United States whenever there's a presidential election. But I think they changed that some years back because they never wanted the Bilderberg. It's like the nighttime or silent version of the Davos group. The Davos group of World Economic Forum is like the daylight version of the Bilderberg meeting. Now I know I went off track a bit. I'm going to get back to on why the deep state is trying to shut down InfoWars. But all this ties in with one another. And reason I'm bringing this up so you can connect the dots. You need to connect the pieces. You need to connect the dots because the corporate bought off mainstream media is not going to accurately tell you the truth or bring you the information. I'm somebody who's not funded by George Soros. Would be considered independent media. They took my other YouTube channel down, which affected my monetization. It's funny, they always go after your money, but these same people that claim to be about love and tolerance and all this full of crap. But when you say things that don't go along with the official narrative, by the way, then they target you. Now, where have we seen this before? Numerous times. So just be clear, I'm not an agent. I'm not, because if I was, I'm still punching the clock on top of all that, by the way. But I'm someone who's awake to the truth. I'm a lover of truth, knowledge, information, truth to power, but accurate information, not just biased information from the corporate mainstream media that's only going to give you information from a one-sided perspective, or they're not going to tell you the other parts of the story. They're going to leave critical components out. When I'm actually a listener about Alex Jones and InfoWars, I have been for a number of years. So you're going to get, I've never met him before, by the way. So you're going to get a fair, balanced perspective, just giving my opinion compared to other big bloggers on YouTube or influencers who've been allowed to keep their channels. They've been allowed to monetize because they're just lapdogs. They're magic Negroes. They go along to get along, or they're boule people. They're bourgeoisie. They are part of secret societies, and they're getting paid to go along with the narrative. So they're not going to give you accurate information. They're going to try to paint a different picture that's going to try to turn people to look at Alex Jones in a negative light. Now, I know he's been labeled these different terms. He's been labeled a conspiracy theorist, a racist, and all these different labels. They want to put labels on you too, because when they can put labels on you, they can control you, and they can put you in categories and just make up stuff about you that isn't even true. And he's interviewed a diverse group of people throughout the years that I follow him, from numerous rappers, hip hop artists, activists, people from other independent media, people that have risked their lives, people that have died sharing the information, actual real life people I can name. Like, for example, Senator Nancy Schaefer. Rest in peace. Ted Gunderson, FBI whistleblower, former FBI whistleblower. Ted Gunderson, rest in peace. As I already mentioned, Senator Nancy Schaefer. He interviewed Sherry Peel Jackson out of the Georgia area, former agent, top agent for the IRS. Numerous host of people, pastors, the activist former Black Panther Larry Pinkney, who has a page on Band.video I saw. A whole list. I mean, the list goes on. Whistleblower doctors, people that are awake to the truth, that are not bought off and paid by the corporate mainstream, or I call lamestream media, by the way. Now, let me get into meat and potatoes before I get too far off track. But the title of this video is Alex Jones on why the feds are trying to shut down InfoWars. It's imminent. He was discussing the court case. This is an offshoot from the Sandy Hook situation. And in case you all are not aware, Band.video is a video web hosting platform that he started. And there's other links. There's madmaxworld.tv, which will take you to the same link. It's another independent web hosting platform. When Alex was banned from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the mainstream platforms in 2018, he started his own platform, video web hosting platform specifically called Band.video. And that's where you can find out from him if you're patient and you really want the truth and accurate information. Why not hear it from the man himself? And I'm someone who can tell from time to time, being a listener for a number of years now. He puts out a lot of content. I can't keep up with everything. I mean, he has videos that are like hours long of information, but I appreciate it because I know when I check back every now and then to see what's in the know, I know his information is accurate. But one of the things, they want him out the way, the deep state, the very bad, evil people behind the curtain who like to anonymity, that some of them, they have their minions and underlings that take orders from them at levels below them. Understand that. I call them gatekeepers as well, but they're also known as minions, underlings that are gatekeepers for the corporate establishment media, some of them, and some of them are connected, just like politicians are connected to the alphabet agencies. I just recently found out, now this alleged, but based on what has been reported, there has been people in the independent media that were approached by these people behind the curtain, offered them billions of dollars to slander Alex Jones's name, but keep misinfo or mix some truth in with disinfo to discredit, to as basically to help act as shields to help take him down, to take the whole because he's pretty much like an unofficial activist. It's like a humanitarian mission. He's genuine from what I've seen for a number of years. His products do work, for contrary to popular belief. I have bought a list of his products throughout the years, as well as I've supported other people, and even at retail stores, stuff that I think is healthy for you. Not just products I've purchased at Better Health, but his products do actually work, and I have used them. Some of them, quite a bit. I haven't purchased some of his newer products. I haven't had the opportunity. I would like in the near future, hopefully, but I have. I just want to put that on a side note because there's people that try to also use that to say make up stuff and say his products are poison, or when he was getting bad reviews on Amazon, I found out what people were doing. Allegedly, the people or the cabal that didn't like him, they would buy his actual product and they would take something out of it and they would taint it with something and claim it came from InfoWars, when they actually bought the actual product itself, put something in it, and then claimed it came from him. Like, just like, hoaxes like, the Jussie Smollett incident. There's a lot of that goes on. Despite real stuff that I acknowledge, there's real things that happen. There's a lot of hoaxes that have taken place as well, but the mainstream media won't talk about that. They treat everything as though it's supposed to be. When it comes to the things like Jussie Smollett, remember, they were believing that, and they treat a lot of the stuff like it's legitimate. Not saying some instances those situations could be, but they don't like to talk about the other side of that situation. If you flip the coin, if you know what I mean, they don't tell you, or when it is a hoax, they don't report on it or say I'm sorry when they've made a mistake and they find out that something is a hoax or not. But he does report accurate information. What I've done, I've researched the articles that he shows when you watch his video web hosting platform versus when people or listeners were able to listen to him on the radio, where he was syndicated amongst different parts of the country. I'm not fully aware of that, but I did hear him mention that some people didn't have access to his video web hosting platform, so they were not aware that he had would show like the different articles that he's reading from. He, his staff members, I guess, or he himself prints them up and shows you which websites, if they're either mainstream or trickle down below. You know how you have a lot of internet actual news reporting sites like the London Guardian, the Daily Mail, even things that are admitted by the mainstream. If it's the New York Times or something they said, he's pointing out a particular topic, he does or will show you the actual articles of where he cites his sources. Just like if you've ever done a research paper in college or high school and you have to cite your sources, what specific pages, what magazine that it comes from. Because I hear people all the time try to say he's fake news, and it's not. I've seen things that he's talked about come accurately, come true, come to pass. And I'm seeing things unfolding. And this video was going to be like a warning, by the way, that they want him off the way because the evil deep state criminal cabal, in my opinion, because they're planning something very evil. One of the things we know they're planning, I'm going to go over World War III.